Hi guys, so we're going to do a bit of a different video now. Me and George just been talking about it. So we're going to do a little video on, again, something that's popular at the moment. Are the movie stars taking gear, steroids, PEDs, and my take on it. So it's a real difficult one because unless you pick out people individually, and we've just said we're not going to do that at this stage. If people, again, if you please subscribe if you like the video and share it, and you like this, leave comments below. We'll name names, we'll do more on it. I'll have a look into it more and we'll talk about it. But I'm just going to put my perspective on it. I don't know whether they're taking gear, although I very much think there probably are certain individuals, because you've got to look at it this way. I mean, again, I'm not going to name names, but I think we know certainly the odd one that is, it's almost blatant. And again, some of the, I'm natural myself, nobody ever believes me, so like I've said before, I don't go into it much because I really don't care. People that know me know, and that's the most important factor, and I know. So again, I know you can go way beyond what most people think anyway. So again, I would not like to say that they are. But there's certain individuals that it's kind of been known before, and I'm sure most of you guys kind of know who that is or they are. But my perspective on it is this, and I think you've got to sit back and be very realistic. It's very easy as a normal person sat at home that's not been involved in sport, been an athlete or whatever you want to call it, that they will have an opinion on steroids and things, and rightly so. However, you've got to look logically at it. Now, what I mean by that is, it's like, let's take move away from movies for a second. Let's look at 100-meter runners, okay? So, yes, there's super genetic freaks in all walks of life, but they're only so super. So if someone is winning the 100 meters constantly, but everybody behind him's been caught for steroids, just sit logically, do you reckon he is natural? Probably not. Because you can get super genetic freaks, but not that super. If you're going to make the statement that steroids make that much of a difference, now to be fair, we do know that. However, people forget the work that these people are putting in. I am natural. I still have the utmost respect, which may sound crazy, but I do, because when people are top level, listen, it's the steroids, it's the commitment of work, it's the, in nutrition, rest, everything, sleep, the training obviously mainly, and people don't appreciate that. You will get dumb people, excuse my French, but that sit at home and watch people get caught for doing, say, the 100 meters. Say, like, all right, I'll name a name here, probably shouldn't, but say Ben Johnson. And they will go, well, if I took steroids, no, you wouldn't run that quick. What you've got to remember is someone like Ben Johnson will probably run the 100 meters in 10 seconds without taking anything. The steroids maybe got him then 300th of a second quicker or something like that. So unless you're an individual running 10.5 and you take gear, you're not going to run as quick as Ben Johnson will, sat on your sofa at home just by taking gear. So he will have been doing everything else right, training, nutrition, as I say, everything else, to get that few more percent that the drugs can help with. And from my point of view, I know someone's run quicker than that, but that's still the best 100 metres ever run, without a doubt. When you're 30 yards from the end with your arm in the air and you've left everybody for dust, how quick could he have gone if he'd have sprinted everything all out through to the line? But anyway, and there was virtually everybody caught in that race, really, because that's been proven later on by the guy that did the drugs tests. It was just unfortunate that Ben was the kind of scapegoat for that. So anyway, that's going off topic, but what I'm trying to say is, don't just assume when you look at these people, oh, well, they took steroids, that's why they look like that. They didn't. Everything else they did made them look like that. The steroids was the icing on the cake to that. Now, I know we've spoken about now, steroids are out of hand, and they are, along with insulin and everything else, and hard training and things are lost, which is why a lot of the bodies look like they do now and don't look as good as they did. But as I said before, I'm not taking away from the top guys, because a lot of them do train very, very hard and obviously religiously do everything else as well. So, but going back to the movies, I just wanted to get that point across so then you understood where I'm going to come from here. Again, athletes like movie stars, but more so, sorry, I dropped one thing off from the athletes, is they don't have the same mindset as a normal person. In that, say you're now third best in the world at the 100 metres, but then your coach says to you, you know what, if we take this, you're going to be the best. Now, everybody at home will probably say, oh my God, I would never do that, really? So you're going to go from being third best in the world to the best and go down as a legend, and you know your money might go from £5 million a year to £50 million a year. You're really just going to write it off and go, no, I'll sit here, I've never took drugs, but I won't say I won't do that. You know, I'm going to be honest, because I probably would. You know, because for what you can do for yourself and your family and friends and things is unbelievable. And yes, of course, there's a health risk, but my athletes' minds don't work like that. They want to be the best, no matter what. You know, look at Lance Armstrong and things. He gets caned now for that, but the hard work that he still put in, I know the way he did it over time wasn't right, but, you know, don't forget the hard work, and don't forget that he wanted to be the best, no matter what, you know, and that's these people. And the thing with this is, from the general public, they don't want anybody to take anything, but they don't want to see average. You know, people want to see records smashed and things like that. It's not going to happen if those records have been created with people with drugs and you remove them. It isn't going to happen. So just sit and think about that sometimes. But anyway, back on right quick to the movie stars. Yes, I do believe some of them will definitely be taking something, simply because, look at it this way, okay, like we can talk about new gains can be really, really good, and they can happen really, really fast. So you could say, well, they're growing that quick because they've never really done it before. Yeah, that could be the case, I won't take that away from them. But if someone's got a movie role coming up and they've, say, got 12 weeks to get ready, and they've gone from somebody that's never trained before, and then they walk into a movie and they look ridiculous, they've lost, you know, whatever amount of body fat plus the muscle. Yeah, there's a possibility that they've taken something, let's be honest. And I'm not being funny, but if somebody offered you £20 million for a role, are you going to say no? Especially when they'll have the top doctors in the world taking care of them and giving them the exact what they need, removing it if it's doing anything wrong and everything else. Now again, I'm not naming names and I'm not saying they are doing this, but I think if you look at it in that manner, there's a damn good chance that some of them are, because again, they're remembered for that look for the rest of their life as well. And even when they're not here, you know, people will go, wow, he looks incredible in that film. And that's again a movie star, they want that, you know. So do I think they're taking it? I think there's a good possibility. I'm not going to sit here and say they are, but we know some are. Anyway, you know that. But I just think if you sit down and you actually think and think about it yourself, not armchair sat in the sense of, yeah, would I, and it's a quick reaction, sit and think about it. Most people would do it. There's no question about it if they're honest. And it's the same for these guys, you know, it's on screen forever. They're getting paid a hell of a lot of money. They will have people unbelievably looking after them. Everything they will get will be, you know, pharmaceutical grade. So they'll need to take less of it and get a better response from it. So you've got to look at it that way, you know. So there's a hell of a possibility that they are, and I can't blame them if they are. And I'm not promoting it in any shape or form, because obviously I promote doing it without. But I'm not one of those people that, because I realise still, again, with these movie stars, the hard work that they will put in, that, you know, the nutrition side, how they'll restrict calories and everything, it's phenomenally hard work, and that's really what's giving them the look. But obviously, as we know, it's the icing on the cake to finish everything off. So that's my take on it. Again, we'll do more on this and go much more in depth if you like it. Let us know what you think, and we'll see you again for the next video. Cheers.